Hey there, fellow artists. My name is Ezef Mozejike, and I would like to welcome you once again to my channel. Now, today I would like to talk to you about a very beautiful opportunity that I think every artist should be looking at the moment. It's about wall mural art production. Now, if you're a struggling artist and you're looking for ways to turn your passion for art into a profitable business, then painting of wall murals might just be that game changer you're looking for. But before we get into the details of what this is all about, I'd like to talk about some real challenges artists face. And we are not talking about beginner artists or amateurs. We're talking about people who have painted murals for years, artists who've practiced art for a while. Some of the challenges include finding consistent jobs and commissions, finding buyers for your art. We probably all have been through the challenges of trying to sell your artwork through a third party. I'll give an example. I once tried selling my paintings via an art gallery. You just will not believe the exorbitant fees and commissions you have to pay for them to sell your work. And that's justifiable because they do a lot of marketing. They need to pay for the premises and the facility and all the things that is required to run a gallery. So, but in the process, it doesn't turn out well for you as the artist. So when you resort to trying to sell your work yourself, there are other challenges as well. The marketing is not so easy. You might not find buyers. We all probably are familiar with your friends and family members who have no doubt that you are the most amazing artist. Yet, not one of them is able to pay you for your art. And so you're still in the same place. All you receive is lots of compliments and lots of love, which is good. But sometimes we need a little more than love to keep going, don't we? And you get some well-meaning friends who also come around and they promise you that I want you to paint my portrait. Can you paint my family? And they really want to do so. But you also notice that although they want to buy your art, there seems to be one thing that always goes wrong. Just as they have the money, something comes up and they had to spend the money and the promise continues and the cycle repeats itself. I don't want to talk about showing people who are potential employers, people who will commission you to do a job, your portfolio, countless portfolio presentations, and they want to offer you something, but it just doesn't happen. And all these keep repeating itself, and yet you have bills to pay, family to support, and in the long run you gradually begin to realize that perhaps my art is not the best thing after all that happened since sliced bread or something better. Maybe I should look for something else, because people rather pay for Netflix with lots of channels than to pay for your artwork. And let's face it, it's one picture in a frame, so it's like a Netflix with a single channel. So they rather watch Netflix with multiple channels they can change when they're bored than to buy one channel entertainment, and that's art. And all these can be discouraging to deal with and keep coping with these. As a result, many artists who are very talented moved on, and they now become bookkeepers and secretaries and salespersons in other companies because they say to themselves, what's the point? I need to do something to keep going. And others go on to build strong social media presence, hoping to monetize, hoping to get likes, hoping to be followed and follow other people. And by so doing, they intend to make a living. And that works to a certain degree, but the challenge is that that's not what you want. You want to sell your work. You're a creative person. You have skills and abilities that is rare, and that should place you in a very good position, job satisfaction wise and financially supposedly as well, because if you have something of value that people are happy to part ways with their money to acquire, it then translates into income for you. But what I found out in my career as an artist for over 2 decades now is a number of artists get confused when it comes to using their art and their skills to make a living. Now it sounds like a contradiction because these are artists, these are creative people, that's what they do. But it doesn't make sense that they have been in the trade and yet they don't fully understand how to use the trade, or rather how to use their skill to make a decent living. They don't know what to sell. They don't know what to do in order to get people interested enough to pay them for the artworks they produce or for services that they render. Be it, like in this case, we want to talk about wall mural painting. It's a service that people pay you for. Or maybe you're a graphic designer and you design things for people when they come to you, and that's the service you render. But many artists do not fully understand how to present and package their services in such a way that it becomes so appealing to the buyer, to the potential customer, that it becomes an irresistible thing they can't wait to give you money to acquire. And that's what we want to discuss with you today. We want to understand how artists can package and present our products in such a way that it becomes an irresistible offer. A second thing that probably contributes to the discomfort that artists experience is what I would like to call a false perception that good art sells itself. There is no such thing as you are so good that your art will sell by itself. You still have to let someone know that you're selling your art. And the more people you make aware that you're selling art, the more chances are that you will sell your art. So you might be a very good artist, but your work will not automatically sell itself. You have to package your art in a way that makes it desirable, and you have to show people that you are selling this desirable package for them to purchase it. So I'm going to make a little diagram here. I'm going to demonstrate this on the screen. This is you, the artist, and this is your potential customer who will buy your art. So this is how you trade. They give you cash. So your potential customer is about to give you some money, is about to part ways with his or her money, and in exchange you will give them something of value in return, and in this case art related. So it could be a painting, it could be a sculpture, some print, t-shirt, whatever the case may be. Now here is where the problem resides. Most artists are struggling to figure out what art package, what product they will be able to offer in exchange for cash. Also, they can't figure out how to put this thing together and present it in such a way that this product or this service becomes something irresistible to the client in a manner that will attract potential buyers. So it will involve finding who your best buyer would be, who is most likely to be interested in your product. Now here's a quick question for you. If you are struggling right now, just answer this question as honestly and sincerely as you can. What irresistible offer of a product or service do you have right now? And what have you presented to potential clients? What product or service that you render, that you can offer to a client, is irresistible? So in other words, it's so important that your client will prioritize buying it from you, unlike the one who promises to give you photographs to paint a family portrait for him, but down the line something more important comes up and he ends up not paying for your service. So what have you to offer that is so good that you will convince any of your potential clients without words that they need to pay for this art? If you can answer that, then you will see you have something. But if you cannot answer that, if you don't have something, don't worry, because we're going to help you see exactly what irresistible offer you're going to give to your clients. So to measure how desirable your product is, we're going to illustrate this as well, like a scale. So, and in the middle we're going to have something we call mid desire. So in the beginning will be zero desire, so this is totally not desired by anyone, and in the middle it's a medium desire. It's good but not very important, and on the right hand side we have maximum desire. Okay, so we want to package our product in such a way that it will rank between mid to maximum desire. If it falls anywhere within there, then we're in a good space, because then it means our chance of selling what we have is very high. So you may want to put this down. Your product's level of desire is directly correlated to the frequency of sales you make, or job offers you get, or service requests. Now what does this mean? So when the desire is high, you will get lots of requests, lots of jobs, lots of offers. Unlike when the desire is low, and then you don't get lots of requests and offers. So this helps to clarify why we're finding it challenging to make a living. And that helps us now to know what we need to work on in order to begin to sell our product. We did mention earlier that good art does not sell itself. someone has to sell it. You need to actively tell people about your product, about your service, and the offer that you have. And that is the only thing that will make you known so that people can request or pay for your offer on your services. Now, here is a second question that we want to ask you. How many people did you actively contact today to share with them your product or your offer that you or your service that you offer? How many did you actively approach yesterday and the previous day, and so on and so forth? So if you can answer that question, it also makes you aware of something that you may be working on, and that is you need to actively have a strategy of marketing yourself, advertising what you do, and telling people what you do. And that too, we're going to help you in simple, automated ways to help you to reach your customers. This too links to an old business principle which says that the amount of money you make, or amount of sales, job offers, or service requests you receive is directly correlated to the amount of offers that you make. So in other words, if you ask many people to buy your product, if you expose yourself and talk to many people about what you do, then your chances of getting requests is way higher than when you are sitting and waiting to be discovered. So it's good when we actively get on social media and talk to people, but also there are other ways that you can reach people, a handful of quality clients who really desire and want your product. That's much better than having a gazillion people who will just pass a comment and that's where it ends. You don't want that type of engagement. You want people who has money to pay for your product. I hope so far what we've discussed sort of makes some sense, and this will wrap up in this way that we have been able to identify the problem, why we are not able to make a decent living from our skill. And in summary, it is that we want to get paid for a service we offer, but if we don't have a service packaged well in a desirable manner, in a way that we can define so that our client can see and perceive it as irresistible, then we will struggle to sell that product. So if you're a struggling artist right now, the only difference between you and I is that I know exactly what package to offer which client and how to offer it, and you are going to be able to do just that. Now that we've cleared all this out, drop whatever you're doing right now and take a look at wall mural advertising as a career choice. And this is why. Wall mural advertising right now is the most profitable form of art that you can offer to businesses and private individuals that will pay you and put you on a path to a profitable good career. And this is why. Wall mural, more than just art, is actually an essential service. It's a growing industry with endless opportunities. So beyond the fact that it is an exciting, beautiful, lucrative field that combines artistry with advertising, it turns blank, boring walls into beautiful, stunning masterpieces. But over and above that, you get paid while doing that. So it feels like getting paid doing what you enjoy. So wall mural advertising has so many advantages over regular art forms such as painting canvases and sculptures, or designing graphics, or various other aspects of art that we often engage in, because your client base is quite broad. Businesses, schools, and communities, they are forever booking mural artists to decorate their spaces, to do advertisements for them, and so on. And what it means is that if you become competent with your skill set as a mural artist, if you understand high-speed art production, if you are able to do this and execute highly detailed, beautiful, realistic-looking paintings in a very short time, then you do very well in advertising. And this is how the whole concept works. So the difference between wall mural that people will just order to decorate or beautify their spaces and wall mural advertising is that wall mural advertising is a functional art. It serves a purpose beyond embellishment, making the place beautiful. So imagine a large wall containing a message like you would see on a billboard, placed in a very strategic position somewhere in the street with very high traffic volumes, in an area where the potential customers of the brand or whatever message is painted on there will have it in full view. That exposure, that traffic is what makes the job lucrative, because it then becomes more than art. It becomes one of the media for communicating brand awareness campaigns, and is highly valued by outdoor advertisement industry, the agencies. It's become an alternative to billboards, building wraps, bus shelter signs that we all know that had always been the main form of outdoor communication. So you get paid for your artwork, but in the industry of outdoor advertising, you get paid because it's a functional form of art. You're providing a service, so it's much more lucrative. Now let's talk about the financial benefits of painting wall murals. You see, wall murals are larger in size than an average canvas. So a standard wall mural in the industry around South Africa that we do produce is a minimum size of 2 meters by 10 meters. So 2 by 10 is considered a standard size. And then you get bigger ones who go up to 2 to 3 by 20, 15, and they are middle, and you get the large format ones that are really big, and you get the larger than life ones like the cooling towers. So these sizes, as you can see, are way bigger than most canvas paintings that we do, because the murals are larger and more complex than just painting a canvas. Also, the wall mural painting requires a lot more when producing it. For instance, when you're painting a canvas, you do it at your own pace, in your own time, as you please. You get all creative. But working with murals requires that you work with a brief that the client provides. You have to work within certain confined rules, and for instance, the colors must match the original brand colors of whatever company or whatever business you're painting for. Therefore, unlike you would do in your own regular art painting where you just mix your colors as you wish, you have to use the color Pantone, the right code, to mix the exact same colors as the one your client uses, because it must maintain consistency when it comes to brand identities. And also, wall mural painting is time bound. So if there are campaigns that need to start from in 2 days time, you have to finish within the deadline. So all these requires competence and skill that you can easily acquire and enhance your already existing skills and get into doing it. And at the same time, that's a good enough reason to get more financially from your clients, because unlike a regular painting that you do in your own time, whenever you finish it, it's more strenuous work. It's time bound. You have to sometimes work overtime that's not paid to make sure campaigns are finished on time, and you hand over a complete package. Sometimes you may get to paint 20 to 30 to 50 walls at a time per campaign. It requires you to paint the same artwork repeatedly 20 times in different locations. And when you look at it, it's quite a lot of work. But financially too, you get paid 20 times for 20 walls. Now you compare that with regular painting that you want to sell as an artist, a landscape or portrait. You hardly sell 20 paintings once, and I've been privileged to work with galleries, and I don't remember selling more than 3 paintings in a month. It's almost like one of those businesses that go slowly, but eventually you do get some sales. So wall mural will earn you a lot more depending on your skill set, how competent you've become, and you can use it to build a steady income stream that you can live on. And you can build from wall mural a steady stream of clients that value your work, and these will be repeat clients, repeat customers who will keep ordering murals from you, and they'll pay you repeatedly over and over again as you paint. So if campaigns, for instance, run for 3 months and you paint 30 walls, they will pay you for 30 walls, and at the end of the campaign, in 3 months time, you will have to go and wipe off all those walls, and if you have other campaigns lined up, you have to paint those ones again on the wall. So you can see that you will move from searching for work to turning down jobs, because you have to take enough. You have to take as much campaigns as you can manage in order to make sure you satisfy your client, because one big thing is to deliver. So you wouldn't want to take on jobs that you will not be able to fulfill in the long run. So I hope this have shed a little light on some of the advantages of wall mural as opposed to the regular art practices that you may be interested in or you are doing right now. So wall mural advertising, or if I can say painting wall murals for the purpose of advertising brands, is a very, very lucrative career to tend to. And that's because it is not just a form of art. As I mentioned earlier, it is an essential service. It solves a unique problem that exists in the outdoor advertisement community. And just to give a bit of a sense of this, so advertising is about showing your message, a product, a brand, creating awareness to as many people who are potential buyers of that product or brand as possible. And that's why people will pay if you have traffic. So just like we have traffic online on social media, we have traffic out there in the outdoor advertising space. Cars, pedestrians, all these are traffic. So in the past, people could always use billboard and those hoarding structures, but also those structures are limited in their reach. For instance, there are certain rural parts of town where bylaws wouldn't let anyone set up a billboard structure. But there are people who live in those communities who also consume the brands that these billboards will like to advertise on. So the question becomes, who will reach these people and how? And that is one of the areas where wall mural advertising comes in, because we are able to paint a replica of those billboards on walls in communities. And that brings us to the next income stream that can result from wall mural advertising if you do it well. During the production of outdoor advertising, you get a certain fee, which will be your normal artist charge, which is higher with wall mural production than canvas, as we said earlier. But that fee is called production cost. So the production cost is the money you are paid to paint a wall. Now, when you paint 20 walls, you get paid production cost 20 times. And beyond that, there is another fee called monthly media rental. Now, monthly media rental is money that the agency pays to the owners of the wall, the landlords, via the media owner. So the media owner owns the site, he negotiates an agreement with the landlord. So the agency pays the media owner, and the media owner pays the artist and pays the landlord. And whatever proceeds are left after those payments, he gets to keep as his profit. Now, this is where you can, as an artist, tap in and make even more money for yourself. If you can be the media owner and the artist, then you will even make more money for yourself, because you will get paid production fee to paint the walls, and you will get paid monthly media rental fees so that you can pay the landlord, and whatever else is left there you get to keep. So it's like a recurring payment that you receive on a monthly basis from the advertising agency, whose brand, whose campaign you are running and managing. Another opportunity you have as an artist is that over and above production fee, media rental fee, you can also include in your package a maintenance package, and that's called maintenance fee. So imagine you paint a mural like this one right here in a certain neighborhood, and kids are running around and they decide to scribble graffiti on the wall. Your client won't be happy to see that, and often we'll get a call that there's a wall somewhere that has been defaced. Now, if you like to include that maintenance package in your offerings, it means that your client can pay you another monthly fee on the side that is meant for you to ensure that those walls are cleaned up. So if somebody sprayed graffiti there, you have to go clean it up. Once had a wall, a very beautiful big wall at a very nice strategic corner, and the clients always use that wall. But one day, a car lost control and crashed into the wall and broke it. So we had to go and rebuild the wall quickly and reproduce the entire wall. But it was okay because the campaign had been running well for a while, so we had enough resources to put that together. But it makes your client happy to know that you are able to not just give them a service, but maintain the service throughout the duration of the campaign. And that's another opportunity you have as an artist. So you would have seen all these opportunities that we've discussed so far with regards to wall mural production, and beyond the work that you do, which I always encourage our students to do every single work as if it's your last. Give it your best. We strive to serve with integrity. We want to make our clients happy. So when you acquire such a client and you work hard to maintain a good relationship, it's almost a life arrangement, because then you have a relationship that works and they will keep coming back to you for your services. And that's how you get to build a good business with good income stream that you will be happy you did. So friends, this is the opportunity. It's a beautiful one. I think if you can give it a try and hone your skill set, I would strongly recommend that you learn high-speed art production processes. And if you don't know about high-speed art production processes or high-speed art production, it's using technology to enhance production of artworks that happen rapidly, so you can create very detailed, very beautiful, super realistic looking artworks in a very short time. A good way to explain it is, I always explain that artworks that took 1 week in the past, we can now paint it in 4 hours or 3 hours, literally. So when you master that skill of high-speed art production, it gives you an edge, gives you an added advantage, because it means if you have 30 sites to paint, you can paint them very quickly and finish them in a very short time and move on to a new campaign. And all that is income stream for you. I will also show you how to propose your package to corporates like advertising agencies, so that they understand what you offer and buy into it. But I'll give you a few points that will show you what a lucrative business this is if you venture into it. One of the reasons why it's good to offer your service as a wall mural artist to this outdoor advertisement industry is that even the agency, the client, your client, the advertisers, love wall murals for various reasons. One reason is that wall mural in its very nature attracts a lot of attention. And I'll give you an example. When you've seen people flighting billboards, PVC print on canvas, so they go print a large artwork on a folded canvas material, and they go to the billboard structure, they begin to erect that, they begin to pull up the vinyl and stretch it and fasten it on the structure. And that had been the conventional way of doing things, and it's okay. But here's the difference. When you paint a wall mural containing the very same artwork as the one that was set up on a billboard, first of all, 2 things happen. Your presence in the community, when you begin to prepare the wall and prime it, draws a lot of attention, and in fact some people stop by to find out what's going on. And that's good for the brand, because it's all about creating awareness, and so the clients always appreciate that. Now, the painting process itself is quite entertaining, and it again draws attention to the brand. And by the time you're done, people keep coming there. In fact, many people enjoy taking selfies standing by a hand-painted billboard. And I've never seen one doing that with a proper printed billboard structure, but they do when it's handmade. So that in itself is something the client enjoys, and that encourages them to invest in billboards, in wall murals. A second reason why agencies love wall murals is because it can reach where billboards will not reach, as I mentioned earlier. And then the third reason is that it costs merely a fraction of what a billboard will cost, and yet it is not so different from billboards, because it still has a lot of traffic, pedestrian traffic, vehicle traffic, and yet it will cost you less than a conventional billboard will cost you. And that in itself is an incentive, because the cost of producing one billboard can pay for maybe 10 wall murals depending on the location of the billboard. And the client love that because it saves them money. They get to stretch their money. They reach more people with the same amount of money as they would with one billboard. So these are incentives that make the client buy into taking up your service, your offer to paint for them. And if you explain it well and package it well, they are bound to buy it. And that's what we do. We help artists present themselves, build a portfolio, master their skill, and hone their production skill so they can effectively get into the industry and begin to offer their services. So these are the few points that we wanted to share with you. Why you as an artist, if you're a visual artist, you've been painting canvas or even wall murals, other forms of wall murals, this is why you need to drop everything you're doing right now and look at wall mural advertising. And we hope this is enough information to get you interested into giving it a chance. And we're going to, in the next episodes of video we're going to release, we're going to share with you how to start, how to become a high-speed art producer, because it's quite important that we learn how to produce art very quickly in this very fast-paced world we are now living in. And we're going to talk about all the materials. We're going to talk about how to create your artwork, how to design it, how to create templates and stencils that will help you to create your finished product that is good. Another reason why agencies are better to work with than your individual clients is that advertising agencies handle lots of advertisement job opportunities for clients. They call them accounts. So they have lots of clients who give them money to advertise their product for them. So if I can explain it this way, certain products, let's say Coca-Cola, for example, gives a portion of their money to an ad agency and asks them to decide how much of this money goes to billboard, how much goes to TV, how much goes to wall mural. Now, that's how, down the line, you'll get to paint wall mural for them. Now, these agencies have many accounts owned by many products and brands. So they have Coke, they have Nike, they have Netflix, they have DSTV, they have all sorts of things. So if you form a relationship with them and you are able to provide the service professionally, you can see, you do the math, you will not run out of work because they have many accounts, and that means you will have lots of work to do. And that's why we take it very seriously to train as many artists as we can. So I hope you found this video helpful, insightful. I hope you found it informative. I would like to hear your thoughts as well. So please, I would really appreciate if you can just leave a comment on what you think in the comment section. And always feel free, if you would like me to talk about some aspect of this advertising or wall mural production or high-speed art production for that matter, or any subject on art and painting, please do let me know. I'll be more than happy to come back and talk about it. All we want to do is to continue what we've been doing. We've been training lots of artists, and we just decided to turn on the camera on what we do so that more people can begin to benefit. And that's why we encourage you to join our community. You'll find us on Facebook, you'll find all the links below, and Instagram as well. So please do follow us and like this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.